And, you're known for being one of the best follows out there.
Actually, I had a student who I gave privates to, who's a student of Mario's as well, and he actually said this one thing, which I like this. I want this on my grave,
Yeah,
basically. I'm
go.
very proud of it. Mario, which he's never told me, but I can feel it when we dance. But apparently Mario told him, and this is why he took a lesson with me, was Mario told him that he's like every time he dances with me that he tries to throw me off, and he has not been able to. Considering everything
That's
that he
quite a
knows and
compliment.
all, yeah, he's like, she's the one I just can't shake. So I'm like,
Yes. And
yeah.
there's a lot of places for me to go with this question, but I guess maybe in short, um, what's the secret? How did that happen?
The secret to being a good follower?
Yeah.
Attention. I mean, you just got to pay attention. It's again going back to the parallels between life and dance. If you want to have a good conversation, you got to be listening, not just waiting for your opportunity to speak and not inserting whatever it is that you want to say just randomly into a conversation, but actually finding the cues that will allow you to redirect a conversation to where it is you want it to go. And the only way you can do any of that is by paying attention to what's actually being said. What is the topic at hand? What is the general mood, the tone, the volume, the pace, the vocabulary? That's the only way to do it. I've always been very curious, even as a kid. I was always very curious. If there was something that I was focused on, I was like, again, laser focused on, oh, what's happening here? What's happening there? If I was looking at clouds, I could spend time and then create all these characters in the clouds. If I was looking at a leaf, I could say, oh, that leaf floats differently than that leaf. I wonder
Mm.
why. I was always very curious, and that curiosity translated very well into dance because when I was dancing with someone as a beginner dancer, I was very curious. What is a good lead? What's happening now? I've never done this. Why didn't I follow that? What's the new signal? When I'm getting a turn, is this the only way that it's going to be signaled? Oh, there are other ways that it can be signaled. Oh, interesting. I'm just processing all that
Mm.
information. And as I've started to advance, now it's paying attention to, ooh, what does my lead feel like? Are their hands shaky? Are their hands sweaty? Where are they looking? Why are they looking over there? How are they breathing? Are they holding their breath? Does that mean that's going to add more tension to our dance? How can I alleviate that? So instead of focusing just on the techniques
Mm.
itself that I was absorbing before, now I'm paying attention to all these other nonverbal cues, these emotional cues, if you want to call them that. And that's allowed me to connect on a level that maybe not a lot of people do. Not
Mm.
because they can't, because they haven't chosen that intention.
Right. That's a powerful thing for people to, realize the intention and the, ability to,
Attention.
yeah, and the ability to pay attention. And so
Yep.
if you were talking to a group of follows who are still kind of developing that side of their personality, what 3 or 5 things would you say, practical things that you say they can focus on to develop their following skills?
Three things I would say would be focus on your fundamentals. Obviously, there is nothing you can expect to do with your body if you don't even know your body. Two, pay attention. And three, remember that there's another person on the other side. So connect with them as a human
Mm.
first and foremost, and that will make for a much better dance experience for you and your partner.